We are live, kids.
Yes, for another Rain of Tease episode, bitch, coming to you live, full magically and in color, darling. Yes.
That's
Welcome
right.
back, Raina.
Yes. Back for the 2018.
Yes, yes. Didn't they say he'll do it? Didn't they say he'll do
Won't it? Won't it? Won't
So
it?
today we wanted to do this show about our recent January 31st super blue and blood or blue and red moon that we just had. It was another celestial occurrence. Girl, honey, child, and let me tell you something. If you ain't got the spirit on you, like I say, bitch, if you ain't in the blood, if you ain't seeped in the blood, no, but seriously, like if you don't have that spirit of discernment and spirit of real empathetic understanding of the vibrational shift, a lot of times things will be happening around you, people will be acting a certain way around you, and you yourself will be pulled into the tide of that frequency. So my super blood moon, she came through.
Sure did.
I don't have effects on her. I don't know like what. Usually I know what sign this thing was in and this and that. So I haven't really been into that like that, girl.
I think she was in Gemini, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, real two-faced.
I'm not sure.
Real two-faced if she was. But I will say this, like, even the days leading up to that supermoon and the days that followed, it's just been a lot of shaking up. Like there's been a lot of real vocalized anger, frustration. The girls are ready to fight, honey. The girls are ready to let have, girl. We just seen a recent video of Rose McGowan.
Ooh, girl.
Listening, know about her.
Girl, sis, she was actually in Leo.
She was in Leo?
I'm looking right now on my moon app.
She was in Leo?
Yes, she was. She was in Leo. Absolutely.
That's a raunchy kitty, honey. Let me tell you.
That was a raunchy, bloody kitty, honey.
Bloody kitty. A cat in heat. A Hellcat in heat. Okay. But I was gonna take mention to Rose McGowan, that video that you showed me of her just really ranting out and going in. It is that type of energy right now, where the girls are just like, you're gonna say a couple of words, and then I'm gonna have to give you this Lilith energy.
Yes.
Really let you know what's
Lilith
good, okay?
Lilith is on her period, and she's upset.
She's pressed. Okay, she's pressed. And I also want to talk about what's been happening here on Earth to kind of shift that energy towards that. Now, me and Raina, we talk almost every day. And it's funny how even before, I don't know if we talked before this moon and this subject came up or a little bit after, but I think it was the night of, actually.
Yeah.
It was the night of. Okay. So we were talking about California, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You've been listening to us for a while. We were talking about how California finally got them some rain, child. I guess y'all witches over there, y'all finally got enough of California.
Girl, child.
You call the clouds, girl. Child. Rain, but then turn around and y'all got mudslides over there, okay?
Mudslides?
People dying, like, I mean, we get hurricanes over here where we at. We get hurricanes. And it's a destructive force, honey. It's not a joke, the girls in the South, honey, like it's no joke. But at the same time, like,
but we fight for hours.
We fight for hours.
We fight for hours.
We have the protectors of this. Because not gonna come and mess up my livelihood, girl.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to shake me.
Even if the bitch
How I
come.
feel about it.
Even if the bitch comes
She
sideways.
touches down.
At least we
touches
fought.
down.
What me, ho? What me? That's how you have to be. Two humans against forces of nature, and we still get the shit done.
No, it's not a game over here. But finally, California got some rain, and then it turned around to be mudslides, and we're talking about that. And it's like California cannot get a break. And I'm just like, you know what? You have to also understand that California is the Mount Hill of hell on earth. Okay, she's the pinnacle of possible hell on earth. You know, it's the headquarters of Hollywood. It's where all the celebrities are. It's where all the happenings are.
It's the capital of child sex rings.
Hello, ritual child sex trafficking and sex working, ritual sacrifices, all type of dark and I mean I think the girls try to just in California, I think the girls just try to see how deep and dark they can actually go. You know, and I'm not saying every witch or every worker that lives in California or practices in California. No. We're just saying in the dark corners of California. A lot of this is happening. And a lot of this is coming to the surface. And a lot of this is, you know, it's bursting at the seams now, and it cannot be hidden any longer. Okay, like we said, Lilith is angry because she was told to lie down and take it, and she said, "No, ma'am." She said, "No, ma'am, bitch. You will not lie under Adam, honey. For what? For who? He is not above me, bitch."
Okay.
So, I was just also, we were kind of talking about that, and I said, you know, damn, it's just so much rooted in darkness over there with them that's possibly why they can't get a break. You know, it's possibly why they really cannot get a break, and it's just a real soul-sucking state. I've actually gone to visit. I've actually been to San Francisco, which was very beautiful, and I've actually been to LA, like Hollywood itself, and it's hot, it's dry, it doesn't feel welcoming. I know, obviously, just me from a different climate, it's definitely gonna be that way. The sand is red. It just looks like a desert, like a bit of a wasteland, you know, and
it's the entrance to hell. It is literally the entrance to hell. Yeah.
So, and then right next to those girls is Mexico, you know, and then we started talking about how back in the day, you know, the Aztec girls, how they would take their own children's children. Honey, if you were, I remember reading a story one time that they used to have this game where you had to use only your feet. Your hands were tied. You could only use your feet, and you had to get the ball through this. It was kind of like basketball. It's kind of like where basketball kind of evolved from where it seemed, because it was like this hoop that was mounted on the wall, and you and your team had to get the ball through the hoop. Mind you, it wasn't horizontal like it is in basketball, where you can shoot and the bam, you know, the grab. It was vertical, so you had to like be agile with your feet, soccer that bitch up, and kick her through this little hole too, and basically the losers were sacrificed. Okay, they were sacrificed, blood sacrifice, like cut your chest open, the priest man yanking out your heart and offering it to his son. Yeah. And you have to think, you know, all that, even over time, all those spirits, all that fermented energy, all that frustration, all that feeling of injustice and possible loss. I mean, not every bitch that got sacrificed was proud of it, even though they tried to, spruce her up and be like, oh, girl, you're going to be welcome and accepted by our sun god, and listen, we're going to put you on the altar. No. Not every bitch was A-okay with that. You have some upset, pressed girls. Obviously, if you're playing soccer for your life, and the end result is if you don't win, you are sacrificed. Yeah, you're playing, the stakes are high, okay? So just think about all of that rooted energy of just desolation, like loss and just rage, honey. Just straight up. There ain't no other word for it but the rage, bitch. Like, the fucking rage that is on this planet. And these girls that are around here today are still doing it. They're still doing blood sacrifices. They're still doing blood rituals. And this moon that came through was a huge, major occurrence for that. Like, the girls are on time. The girls are on a timely celestial clock, girl, with their workings, and I think what happens is it ripples out to the populace. It ripples out to the populace because it was just like, I kid you not, it was like someone turned everyone on to something. It was something in the air. Everybody was rowdy. People was ready to pop off. Just in my own personal perspective, obviously, where you at and what you're going through is going to be totally different from mine, but I was just noticing things. People really losing their cool very easily and not being rational and thinking before speaking. Even myself, I've even spoken out of turn to a few friends of mine and just like kind of came back later like, well, was that really me? Was that? I guess that was this Leo anger, honey.
That Leo.
Because let me tell you about Leo, honey. Leo, that's a Hellcat, okay? And they fight and bite and sprout
they
first.
Sure do, honey.
And then lick their wounds later, okay? It is that very carnal beast. So that energy manifested on this planet, and then there's a lot of ego behind that. There's a lot of pride. There's a sense of, bitch, don't disrespect me. Like, bitch, you disrespect me and we're going to have to fight type of. So it was very rowdy. The energy was very rowdy.
Bitch. Very Rose. Very Rose.
Yeah. Very Rose McGowan.
I will not subscribe to your language.
What else she said?
What else she said? She said, sit down. Sit. When that voice shook, sit down. She was not having it.
If you can't write a check on that,
okay, then back up. Then back up. And she was like, I'm Rose McGowan, and obviously I'm a fucking hero. God damn it. God damn it. Yes, Rose. Go off, bitch.
And then you know what? I have to do this too. I'm here for a bitch to go off and vent it out. Because that Leo also reminds us not to be a pushover.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not to have to sit, and have a bitch just come and disrespect your space. Like, it was a trans woman who was there and just kind of being rowdy and saying something off of what Rose had said in another interview. I don't really know the whole story, girl. To be quite honest with you, girl, it's like I ain't got no bone in the fight, girl.
Okay, sure don't. I just really.
Go ahead.
No, I just really enjoyed, because I like people who get loud like that. I don't know. I like a rowdy person. I do like that. So the way it was just kind of funny to me how she was just she was very upset. And it's like, I don't know that girl's life. It's like how Rose said, you don't know my life. You don't know what I've done, because the trans woman was like, what have you done? And, what have you done for trans women? And Rose was like, well, what have you done for, she was like, a lot. And then Rose was like, well, what have you done for women? So, I read a little bit of Rose's backstory or whatever, because, this video kind of like, well, where does she come from, all of this stuff. So I did read a little bit of her backstory.
She was on Charm.
She was on Charm, but she did have a hard life growing up. She was emancipated from her parents at the age of 15. She was on her own at 15, and for her to be at 15 and make herself become famous, it's like, wow, at 15 you kind of was on your own, and she was actually living with drag queens at a time at 15.
Wow.
In the early 90s. So she does have a history with the LGBT community and things like that, and she has done things as far as like what do they call it? When you give no, like when you give a Samaritan. She's been a Samaritan. She has been somebody who has done charities, who has contributed money, who has spoken out on causes. So she is upset because people they look at her as a stereotype, like she said, because she is a woman or whatever, that people want to put shit on her, and she's had enough. And it's like you said, that Lilith woman energy is very much strong. And I was sad for her in a way, because people with it, she doesn't want to hear. I was kind of intuiting her, and people were like, oh, you're beautiful. She doesn't want to hear that. She doesn't want to be called beautiful. She doesn't want to be sexualized. She wants to be taken very like not how a man would be, but kind of like, don't stroke her, don't pet me. She's that lion. Don't pet me, bitch. I'm angry. I want to get my point across, and right now is not the time for that, So
right. And here's another thing too that I noticed from that video, and I've actually experienced this in my own sort of social media dealings and stuff. I'm like we said, I'm all down for a bit, bitch. If you feel like today that person that pissed you off because they cut you off on the road, or this person, she wasn't polite to you, and you want to vent about it on Facebook, you want to make a post about it, but on Instagram, you want to go in, honey. Use your outlet, use your platform, invent that. I will always be there, like, yes, bitch, go in. Unless it's just really like you're just really sounding silly and ignorant. That's one thing. But use that vent like that. But you know what I don't like? Like when those same people try to turn around and tell you, oh, don't pay attention. And they were doing that to her, and as she was going on. Don't pay attention to her. You're better than that. Don't. And it's Rose was like, no, bitch, I'm angry. Like, bitch, stop telling me to calm the fuck down. Like, and I hate
absolutely.
Don't tell me when to calm down.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And you know what? And I don't like that she canceled all of her shows because of that. And it's like, I don't agree with that. She should not have canceled. She should have continued, because these days all press is good press, honey. That video became viral. Everybody was talking about it yesterday. It happened on the 2nd or the 1st. It just happened like yesterday or the day before. And it's like, you shouldn't have canceled. You should have continued going and speaking your mind. Why cancel, And I feel like that person could have been planted there. They could have been paid to cause that scene. Because
they won.
They did, but I feel like it's also polarizing. I feel like some people agree with Rose, because Rose didn't say anything transphobic. She didn't say, as far as like with that person, she called that person by their gender marker. She did say she did call her sister. She did say we are the same. She did say in the video, it's smaller numbers, it's a smaller populations, but the stats are they look the same. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the domestic violence and things of that nature. But I feel like everything has its platform, everything has its lane. Like Rose is for a specific group of women that are disenfranchised, that have been raped, that have been molested, in a way that I feel like biological women, that they, it's.
And you said something very interesting, and I stand by this completely, even as a trans person myself. I never look to women. I hope that women can be allies to us, and through them we can have this sort of bridge sisterhood of togetherness and trying to empathetically understand one another's walk of life. But girl, I'm not so naive to think that a trans woman, I'm sorry, that a cisgendered biological woman is going to all the way really, not to say have my back, but really even cape for me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To really stand and be, okay, I'm going to be the face of making sure that trans women get their liberties and their rights. I'm not saying that it's not women out there doing that.
Yeah, there isn't.
Mothers, it's grandmothers, it's sisters, it's aunts, it's best friends, it's lovers. Definitely, I respect and acknowledge those people out there doing it. I'm not negating that. Because trust me, I've met a few, you know, who are trans allies for sure. But we, you know, it was like the trans girl sounded stupid. She sounded stupid because it's like, how are you asking this woman who has walked her experience, the entirety of her living experience as a woman, to jump into your life, you know, and stand and cape for your life. Like, if she takes that on in her spirit to do so, that's wonderful. But that's not her responsibility.
It's not her responsibility. It's not her, and it kind of reminds me of the gay community, how like gay men and straight men, like straight men have never been our allies. Straight men and gay men, we are the same gender and we're the same, genetically. And we, gay men, had to fight on their own because straight men were the enemy in our own gender and, genetically, whatever, the same, but yet they were the cause of our strife. They were the ones attacking and killing us. We had to carve our own lane and fight them. So my thing is, why would a trans woman who is different in many ways to a biological woman, why would you look to them? You know, us as gay men, we didn't even look to straight men for anything. We didn't look to them for anything. They were the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of confusing to me. Why look to a woman like Rose McGowan or any female? Like, carve your own. If you had your own experience, write your own book. Get out here and talk about it. You know, you do the thing. Don't look to somebody else who does not know your experience to speak for you, because it just doesn't work. You know, it just doesn't work. You know, so.
And I've never had. You know, I admire a lot of the representation that we do have. The Janet Mock, Laverne.
Absolutely.
I admire, but they're not the expression of my experience. I don't look to them like, yes, or, you know, T.S. Madison even, you know, having her platform. But still, it's like, they're them in their lane, you know, because guess what? When T.S. Madison makes the boo-boo, when Laverne Cox makes the boo-boo, and they're wrong, I'm going to call them on that. I'm not going to just cape 24/7 because I'm a trans person and they're trans.
Nobody is beyond reproach.
Right.
Nobody is beyond reproach.
Get back to this boo, because girl, we don't went all the way south over here.
Okay.
But was really touching on the energy because because I also feel like, in tying this back into the Rose situation, that even when encroached and people are trying to put the pressure on you to conform, because that's basically what it is. And I don't like sometimes that us as trans people and even Black people and, you know, every walk of life that kind of is the minority and fighting to have their voice. Sometimes we can hold the gun to, you know, mainstream society and in the mainstream and say, you know, take us or we're gonna cry abuse. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, I'm not caping for abuse. No, I'm not caping for injustice or inequality or being treated as second-rate citizens or anything like that. But then it's like, we get upset when this person over here, they don't say the right thing. They don't say exactly what we want them to say. They don't represent us the right way, or they don't do. And it's like, girl, like, stop looking for these people to represent us, and stop putting the pressure on them to be your, take you under their umbrella, especially when they're standing in their own individualized experience. So, bitch, kudos to Rose, honey, because she was not having it, girl.
She was not having it.
With the trans, and she wasn't having it with the girls that were trying to pet her.
She was like, enough is enough, honey, you know. And I was just thinking, like, damn, you know, that's really Paige. That's Paige from Charmed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I had to kind of say that to myself a couple of times when I was looking at it, and I felt it really hurt me. It really hurt me, and I felt bad for her where she is now in her life, as far as like, you know, her physical ailments, because she was in a car wreck that she was wearing glasses, and the glasses cut into her face in the car accident, and her under her eye, the skin completely came off and it was flapping down her face. And then she
Oh my
was,
God.
yeah, she was describing how it happened. She didn't even know until she felt the skin was coming off. And
Oh my God.
and her arm, she's had 3 surgeries on one arm, and it's still not in complete, she can't completely move it all the way how she wants to. So it's like, wow. And she's only 44 years old, and it's kind of like, you know, I can't imagine what her experience has been, you know, sitting in that office, being molested, being raped, then having this car wreck, then going through surgeries, and now you look, you know, her the way she looks is different now. And it's like, you know, let this woman have her moment. Let her, you know.
Sit down. Sit down. Back the fuck up.
God damn it.
Back the fuck up. If you can't cash a check on it, then
back up.
I want to put that on the shirt for real.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
If you can't take that shit to the bank and cash it, back
up.
up.
Okay.
And that's it. Like that's my motto for 2018. Like, girl, you're not gonna come tell me shit. I don't give a damn where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Leo energy did usher in this wave of just, but we have to be mindful. We have to channel it correctly. We have to not fall under the sway of all this. Because trust, the girls are using these celestial occurrences for their darkest rituals.
Yeah.
For their dark and
dark
sacrifice rituals, honey.
Yes.
And we will feel the aftermath. You know, it sucks, but it's like, I was telling Raina, I was like, it kind of reminds me of like when I was in high school, and bitch, you know, a bitch had to ride a bus, and it's like, you just had to ride a bus with all these people that you just really don't fuck with, and you're just like, like
rowdy, loud,
rowdy, you know, boisterous, rude, obnoxious, any little thing you say, y'all could be fighting.
Okay.
It's just, that's planet Earth right now. That's where we're at in 2018, where every bitch is on the bus, and nobody's being considerate anymore.
Nobody's being considerate.
There's no consideration left.
There isn't any. You know, I wanted to talk about, for the armchair girls that want to act like they know about this blood full moon, this blood blue super moon eclipse. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you girls on IG and Facebook over here posting memes and regurgitating what the next bitch talking about with this blood full moon, like y'all gonna do something. Y'all ain't finna do shit. Y'all don't know about no goddamn full blood ritual moon. Y'all don't know about none of that. It's true what you said. It's been so commercialized, so regurgitated, so cookie cutter now. Anybody and everybody.
Nowadays, it's magic and the moon and these celestial occurrences. It's pop culture. It is pop culturalized to be a witch. It's pop culturalized to be, or culture even appropriated to be, you know. I mean, and I've said this in videos before. Sometimes the people that post the most, I mean, going in, they make the memes themselves, girl. Like, take a pinch of garlic and mix it with this, and if you do this, and if you do that, and then you ask them, okay, girl, like, have you talked to spirit? You know, have you worked with the dead? Have you worked with the poetic spirit? Have you called an angel? Have you, you know, what was the last spell that you've done?
Right, nothing.
Like, I haven't even really like dived into that. I'm not there yet. I just kind of like making the post, and you're just like, wow, damn, it's a lot of
armchair
that
going on.
It's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
My main thing is, and like we tell you guys all the time, our listeners and stuff like that, we're the outcasts. We don't mind being the motherfucking underdogs because you know what?
Don't.
I don't want you to see me coming. I don't want you to know that my magic is pulling through and giving me my blessings and coming through like the fuck I needed to.
Yeah.
You don't need to know none of that.
No, absolutely not.
You want.
Absolutely not. Y'all hoes out here gonna have to show me what the fuck y'all about. I'm now to the point, y'all hoes gonna have to show me what the fuck y'all about. All y'all hoes talking about magic, this is magic, that bitch, show me. Show me the motherfucking receipts. And I ain't talking about no motherfucking picture, bitch. Show me where you at in your life and the shit that you brought into your life. Show me what you brought. Then I'll call you a real witch. Other than that, bitch, you a wish, honey. You wish. Instagram is not your altar. Instagram is not the altar, bitch. That's not where you post your shit. On our social media, yes, we post pictures. On the Instagram, we post pictures and shit. But guess what? We got a motherfucking show here. We got motherfucking content where we talking about what the fuck we know and what we do. I don't need to post memes. I don't need to post information on the shit, bitch. This is the motherfucking meme right here. Get into it. Every single video. Life experiences. Back up.
First hand.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
I will not be commercialized, bitch.
Okay.
Yes. No, it's 100 around here. We do this because, and like, we still get people coming, you know, asking about doing work for.
Yeah, girl, we'll come. Yeah, we'll come to you, girls. Yeah, it's been girls in the DM asking about when we coming back.
It's like I just want to touch on that too, since we're talking like dark energy and stuff like that. Look, I'm not. First of all, let me just say this: you're gonna have to come really ready for what the fuck we're gonna bring you when you're talking about paying us for some tranquil spirit work. Number one, that's like number one. Number two, you're gonna really you're gonna have to really be at a place within yourself that you're gonna be okay with what comes. Too many people just want like this fast solution, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of glamorize magic, spiritual working, and rituals, and the moon, and all this shit. Like it's just so glamorized because you think there's this instant, quick fix about it. Okay. And it's not, okay? It takes time for this shit to manifest. It takes working. It takes patience. It takes diligence. And it also takes discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So, you know, a lot of times we get messages and stuff, and like our spirit can already tell us that you're not ready.
And you ain't got the fucking coin for it either.
You're not ready for what we got going on over here because
we don't work for free.
I'm not playing no game. Your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, honey, if you ask me and you pay me to send that spirit out on him, he's going to be fucked up. Okay, I'm not gonna play no games with him, girl. Especially you want to come boo-hoo crying about how he did this and did that. You're just giving me ammunition to fire harder at him.
Yeah, absolutely. If you ain't ready for the shit, don't contact us.
Yeah. Don't do that. Think about it. Like, really, really think about it. If you want reconciliation, if you want, you know, love management, if you want readings, okay. But a lot of y'all want to just come straight for the fire, and you don't get that the shit is hot.
It's like, ready.
It's hot. It's hot sauce over here. It's Tabasco. Wait. It's a sauce out there. Dang, I had it right on the tip of my tongue, like the hottest sauce. They
the cayenne? Is it cayenne?
Yes, honey. Yes. Shout out to Miss A, honey, with her hot pepper.
That hot pepper, honey.
But that's pretty much all I really wanted to go in about. I think we kind of made this video a bit more of a rant than it was anything else.
Well, these hoes, well, you know what? I mean, we could, well, I guess, we could go.
Let's come back with another show. Like, let's save it. I don't want to over.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
So So we're going to let you guys go on that note. Let us know what you think about the show in the comment section down below. We do read your messages. We do read your comments. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye, y'all.